All right, good evening. Welcome to week 8 of Race to Team Leader. We are 8 weeks in and we've had our first race winner this week when commissions closed. Teresa Chernay, who has been joining us every single night. She's not here tonight because we're interfering with bedtime, but I'm so happy to announce that she was our first Race to Team Leader. She was, just so you guys know, in pod 1. So those were the girls that as you know, were starting out with almost everybody there in place. I think she was missing one person in her team leader chart, which they were able to recruit and get BQ'd, and her whole team was able to pull it together. So I was so excited. She won $50 from me. And so we still have our other 2 pods running in the running. So, you know, and obviously I don't want to discourage anybody. I had a hunch that someone from pod 1 was going to win first, obviously, because they were so much further ahead. But you guys keep going. It's just, I hope that everything we are learning, you are piecing together. It's getting those wheels turning. It's, you know, giving you ideas, and it's getting you, most importantly, in the right mindset. So I think maybe Christina is newer tonight to Race to Team Leader Zooms. So just a recap of what we do here for Christina is we have been following the Mach 2 training of Richard Bliss Brooks. What I'm doing in these trainings is I'm actually sharing my screen and I'm playing for you some training videos that he has out there, and we listen to them together and then we discuss them afterwards. And then there's some cheat sheets that go along with those videos that are downloaded in the unit section of our group. So I'm just going to go ahead. These are short and sweet tonight. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we will hop to it. All right. You know what, ladies? Hold on. I'm losing it here. We ended with what last? We did your current vision last time, right? Can someone unmute themselves and refresh my memory? I felt like we were on belief comes first and percentages tonight, but now I'm second guessing that. No, I'm right. Okay. So we are on beliefs comes first. All right. I don't know. I just had like a brain.
So for example, in the network marketing profession, which, you know, that's my niche, that's where I've been teaching people motivation for 35 of my 42 years. Belief comes first and then comes success. So the vision comes first because none of us are born with a vision. There are no 5-year-olds. Well, I'll take that back. There's a few 5-year-olds. That's like the next wave of network marketers. But if you maybe go back 20 or 30 or 40 years ago, there were very few 5-year-olds that if you ask them, hey, what do you think about network marketing? They would go, that's the way to go. That's how you build wealth. There are some 5-year-olds now. I've actually had them, like, they send me Marco Polos and stuff now. But, you know, most 5-year-olds, they don't have a vision about network marketing. They don't have a vision about, you know, connecting with people and being curious about people and listening to people and they don't have any of that. So how do they be successful in network marketing? And, you know, our biggest challenge as a profession is if you go out and interview the populace, like I've done with Super MLM Man, what you hear in the interview is their vision about network marketing. Where did they get it? Well, maybe they tried it and it didn't work, or most likely they got it from people who said, oh, that's no fun, you know, that's where you have to go bother your friends and it doesn't work and you lose money and blah, 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 right? All of that input, that's vision. So we're out as network marketers asking people to take a look at our business model. And our biggest challenge is their vision of our business model is, first of all, wrong. Like, even in Super MLM Man, I said, okay, could you explain it to me? They have no idea. They think it's Starbucks. They think it's Verizon. They think it's AT&T. They think it's Nordstrom's. They think Bill Gates owns a network marketing company and it's called Microsoft, and it's a pyramid scheme. That's how wrong people are. But it doesn't matter. That's what they believe. So that belief produces the result. And what's the result? They say, no, I don't want to look. I don't want to look at that, whatever they think it is, right? So what comes first is in ourselves. There's so many people. I don't know, it's just probably 30, 40 million people that are network marketers in the United States. 95% of them join that company because they love the products, they love the company, but what they brought into the opportunity was their old, tired, bankrupt vision about network marketing, which is they don't really want to do it. They don't really think they could be successful. They don't, not so much so that they can go talk to somebody else with power and peace. So what do? They procrastinate. They have a sabotaging or an apathetic vision. So if you look at 95% of the networkers out there, you go ask them, why'd you get involved in your company? They might say, well, because I love the product. And say, okay, that'd be a really good reason to be a customer. Why did you get involved in your network marketing company as a distributor? And they'll say something about why I wanted to earn some money. Do you realize the way you earn money in network marketing is recruit people and build a team? Yep, they understand that. So why haven't you done it? And you know what? They'll give you all kinds of stories, all kinds of excuses, all kinds of procrastination. I don't know how. I don't know who to talk to. I don't know what to say to them. All of that speaks to their vision. So how do you get a network marketer to start recruiting and start building? Change their vision, change their story. And just because they signed up as a distributor, that doesn't mean they love in their core network marketing. What it means is they love the product, they love the company, they probably love you, the sponsor and the upline. They love the idea of traveling the world and living on the beach and, they love that idea. They don't love the idea of being and doing what a network marketer does because they have a different vision around it. So what unleashes everything is changing that story. And you and I can change it. Just parent the belief system as an adult. So you're 35, 40 years old, whatever belief system you have that's holding you back, recognize it. How do you recognize it? Really simple. Just look at your goals, look at what you've done the last 90 days, look at every day. Like if you could chart it out for 90 days, that'll tell you exactly what it is. And if you want to shift everything, it's not about studying, it's not about getting more knowledge about it, it's not about getting more training, it's simply about changing your vision, which will then change the state of motivation, which will then change your actions.
Give me a second, guys. I'm going to pull up this second video and then we will discuss.
If you look at the developmental years and you think about, okay, let's talk about parenting. So most parents are kids, right? They're somewhere between 20 and maybe 29 years old when they start having children. And there's more training and certification required to learn how to drive a car than there is to have a kid. right? You got to go study the test. You got to pass the test. You got to get 70% right. You got to go with somebody and drive the car and back the car up and parallel park and all that kind of stuff. But to have kids, what do you need to do? Well, not that, right? So all of a sudden we have kids and we're still kids. And so where's the owner's manual for having kids? Where's the owner's manual that says, look, during those first 5 years, let's not have any fights in front of the kids. Let's not have heavy metal music on. Let's not have rap music on. Let's not have profanity. Let's not have arguments. Let's not have breaking dishes. Let's not even have stress in our body because it transmits an environment. There's about 3% of us who are parents, perhaps because of their parents and their grandparents and their great-grandparents. They just had that gift of a loving marriage, a loving home, a loving environment, nothing but peace and love. And so about 3% of us go out into the world as kids and then young adults and then adults. And the attitude we have is, you know what, we deserve anything and we're good people and people love us and we love other people. And they just go out and they crush it. Whatever they want to do in life, they can do. They get into business, they do well. They get in sports, they do well. They get into marriage, they do well. They have kids, they do well. So that's about the top 3%. And the next 47% are, like we talked about earlier, that we got green lights, yellow lights, and red lights. Well, the top 3%, those are green light people. So whatever they see an opportunity to do, they think green lights, they see, I can do this. I deserve it. I'm smart enough. I'm capable. People will listen to me. I'm influential. I can do this. They're green light people. The next section is the top 47%, and those are yellow light people. So those people get by fine in life. They survive, they get things done, but they're cautious, right? Yellow light people, they just don't go for it. They're not reckless abandon. They don't necessarily say, I can do anything I want to do. They'll do their homework, they'll do research, they'll ask a lot of questions, they'll second guess themselves, right? So they're kind of like tapping the brake, right? They're yellow light people, 47%. And then there's the next 47%, and again, these are very rough numbers, that they're red light people. They're sabotage people. And how you can identify them in life is when you talk to them, they blame everyone. They blame the government. They blame their community. They blame politicians. They blame their neighbors. They blame their parents. They blame their kids. They blame their spouse. They blame their employer. They blame everybody for everything. So they have to take no personal responsibility for creating a new outcome. And they whine and they worry. So whatever they have going on in the world, maybe they have a pretty good job, or maybe, their health is, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 6. But if you listen to them talk about their health, they say, oh, I hope I don't get cancer, or oh, I hope I don't gain weight, or so they worry. So their vision is a red light vision, and it is a sabotaging vision. So whatever they have going on in life, their story is things are going to get worse. And there's nothing I can do about it. And then there's the bottom 3%, which is kind of like the top 3%. The bottom 3%, those are basically the criminals in our society. So just like the top 3%, they go out and they create beautiful things in the world. The bottom 3%, they just destroy. They destroy relationships, they destroy people, they destroy property, they destroy themselves, and they blow up sooner or later, one way or the other.
Okay, ladies, so I'm gonna keep my screen share on, and I'm gonna come right back up here to the belief comes first worksheet. And the first thing on there, it asks, what is your current belief about your business? So if anybody wants to unmute and chime in and share with us what their current belief is about your business, like right now.
I don't think you want my answer.
It's Mary Kay. Do you want me to go, Nick?
Yeah, whoever wants to go ahead.
It's hard when I can't see anybody. I don't know who wants to talk. Currently, I'm feeling better than I have in a while about the business, just because I'm trying to do different things. Like the first video you showed, like I knew what he was going to say before he said it, because I feel like when I started this business, the vision that I had, like I could see my end goal, but I don't think I planned or figured how I was going to get there. I just was like, yep, I'm going to do this. And I love the product. And I mean, it doesn't take long to fall in love with the company once you use the product. And then you watch Mr. Park talk a few times. And like, I went to conference and all of that stuff. So, but I never knew how I was going to get there. So I didn't go anywhere for a while. I mean, I sold the nails and told people how great they were, but I didn't do anything to try to build the business. And that's really what I'm working on now. I think the goals that I put out today on the thing you posted all were about building the business, none of it about like actually selling the nails. So I'm starting to kind of change the way I'm doing things to hope that I can actually turn into fruition what I wanted to do from the beginning. So my belief is I think I'm getting on the right track. I think I'm getting the training that I need and actually putting it to work, because you've always had the training here. And if I'm going to be honest, I obviously haven't done everything that I was supposed to do from the beginning. So I'm starting to feel better, and I believe good things are going to happen. So
Yes.
like team leader next, and then I don't like want to obviously don't want to stop there. I want to move on to director as quickly as possible. So that's
Love
where
it.
I am.
I love it. And so I think like I see you, you know, we look below this where like the next question here on the screen is what type of vision do you currently have for your business? Circle one, green light vision equals on fire, yellow light vision equals apathy, and red light vision is self-sabotage. And I think maybe Mary Kay, like you had that on fire vision, but maybe your mindset and your belief was still at yellow light.
Right.
That's what was
Exactly.
happening. Like your vision was green light,
Mhm.
the mindset was yellow light, and now now you see that and you can correct it. I think sometimes we know that there's something stopping us, we just can't put our finger on it. We just can't like figure out why we're not getting from point A to point B. But now we're seeing this, I feel like that's what these trainings are doing. It's kind of opening our mind to where we can like pinpoint whatever it is, because we all have something different holding us back. And I love how you said, like, for you, like you saw where you wanted to go, you just weren't sure like what steps that you needed to take to get there. Your sales are phenomenal and through the roof.
Mhm.
And so obviously that's where the focus was. So now we're just shifting focus to team building. And it's funny that you say that, because I'm totally opposite. Like when I was like team build, I'll sell the nails. They sell themselves. Like I was like, I'm offering the opportunity. And then if I sell some nails along the way, fantastic. Like that was kind of what my mindset was. And to this day, it shows, because my sales aren't that great. I might be a leader and I might be recruiting and I might have this team under me, but I do, to be honest with all of you, because no one's perfect here, my sales struggle. And so we all have a hang up somewhere, every single one of us. It doesn't matter where we're at. It doesn't matter what rank we're at. We all have a hang up. And we always will have a hang up. I think that's another important thing to discuss, and for everybody to understand that no one at any given point is perfect in this business. This is like a revolving door. We constantly are working on something within ourselves, within our business, constantly. Like success is not an event. It is a process. Like an event doesn't happen one day and you're like, that's it, I'm successful. It is a constant process, and it is constant maintenance once you get there to continue with success. So just
Right. And I think another thing that we do too is like we have to continue working on our goals to make our success, and not pay attention so much what everybody else is doing, because sometimes I feel like that holds me back, because I'm like, geez, oh man, these people came after me and they're like now two levels ahead of me, and like I'm obviously not going to get, like I've talked myself out of things because of that. So like I think we just like head down, stay focused on you and what you're doing, and you'll get there. But if you're constantly looking what other people are doing, you're kind of losing focus of what you're supposed to be doing yourself.
Absolutely. Yep. I agree 100% on that. Anybody else want to share what their current belief is about their business?
Can I be okay? I'm Amanda.
Mhm.
Still newish. Okay, so I came out the gate really, really fast. And it felt really good. And I don't know, like I'm doing okay at selling the nails. My parties are not reflective of that. My VIP group is amazing.
Mhm.
I had I had over $1,000 in my VIP group.
Mhm.
And so I don't know. I'm struggling with making new contacts and getting out of and I am way exceeding the 3 people a day.
Mhm.
Way exceeding.
That's awesome.
Getting any it's not going to fruition.
Mhm.
And that's frustrating.
Right.
And I'm kind of having the same problem with offering the opportunity.
Mhm.
I get nibbles, right? And I get whoosh. I'm really being careful not to do the word vomit thing. But like my belief, if you would have asked me 2 weeks ago, was I've got this, I can do this, I'm on it. And right now it's like I'm scared.
Mhm.
That doesn't mean I'm giving up. That doesn't mean I'm slowing down. Like I'm taking the trainings that I'm hearing and like it's about consistency, continue to show up, let those silent people come around and like all of that. Like I'm doing that. I can believe in that and I can keep going with that.
Mhm.
I guess I'm in a slump right now
Yeah.
as far as what my sales are compared to what they have been. And so I'm scared.
Well, and that's awesome that you're scared. And I think anybody on our team who isn't scared doesn't have a goal set high enough. We should always have a goal set that scares the crap out of us, because when you are scared, you are uncomfortable and you are not growing unless you're uncomfortable. If everybody's comfy all the time, that means they are just doing the same old thing they've always been doing. And that doesn't create growth. So I think it's great that you're scared. Anybody who's listening tonight, if you are not scared, you need to go do something to make yourself scared. You need to set a goal that is up here, that when you look at it, your heart starts beating and your palms start sweating, and you think of all the things that you would have to do in order to get to that goal, and they should make you nervous, and they should make you feel uneasy. They should make little butterflies fly in your stomach. They should even make you lose sleep at night. Absolutely 100%, because that's how we grow. That's how we grow. That's how we push ourselves outside of the comfort zone. Like I look at my goal and I'm terrified, because I'm like, oh gosh, like I need to, like, I know I need to be pushing a little bit further ahead. I need to be doing a little bit more than what I'm doing. So yeah, so I just want you guys to think about that. I really would love for you guys to print out this worksheet, and since we're going like early tonight, the time that we would normally spend on the Zoom till 10, just take that time already blocked out and actually print these forms out, or just take a piece of paper and actually write these things down. Don't just read them and think them in your head. Like actually write these things down. There is power with taking pen to paper. You're creating an energy, you're creating a vision, you're manifesting what you're putting out there when you actually write it down. So I highly, highly, highly encourage you guys to do that. Tonight, really think about what your belief is, and then just go down this thing. What's your current belief about your personal goal? Circle where you're at, and then go beyond this worksheet and think to yourself, what exactly are the things that are stopping me from getting from here to there? What are the things? What are the things I'm afraid of? Why am I afraid of them? Why should I be afraid of them? And the thing is, when we're afraid of something, we just have to do it a few times and then we're not afraid of it anymore, right? Like I remember when I was little, I was terrified of dogs. Terrified. All dogs, big dogs, little dogs. I didn't grow up with a dog, but we didn't have one in our house. So when I saw them places in the neighborhood that I lived in, there was always, for some reason, a lot of loose dogs, big dogs. I can specifically remember being in my yard and like a big dog running down the street and my mom like whisking me up and running me in the house. And I just remember that terrified feeling. I was terrified of dogs. Well, if anybody who knows me now, I love my dog. I gotta have my dog. So what got me over that? I had to, every time I saw a dog, even though my heart was racing and I was terrified and my palms were sweaty, I would go up and I would pet it and it didn't bite me. It didn't attack me. And then I would see another one and it didn't bite me and it didn't attack me. And eventually I became comfortable with dogs. Okay. So if my goal was to be like an animal whisperer and now I'm comfortable with dogs, I should be setting a goal to go be comfortable with like tigers. I should be the next Tiger King. You know what I'm saying? So what you guys got to do is kind of think about that in terms of your business. Like, what are you afraid of? Are you afraid of offering that opportunity? Well, go out there and offer it. Get yourself a couple no's. See how that feels. And when you realize that it did not kill you and you were still alive and you did not die from that no, you're just going to kind of keep going and keep going and keep going. And eventually you're going to get some yeses. So you just kind of need to face those fears. And that's how you grow, and you will be so proud of yourself once you do that. Once you start reaping the benefits of that, it's just, you know, amazing. So anybody else want to share their business goals before I pull up the next, or your business beliefs? I'm sorry. No. I'm just going to pull up this other, I didn't even look at these yet, guys. Like I said, I've been kind of doing these modules right along with you guys each week. Okay, so this is just kind of notes on what you got from what he was saying here. So he kind of was just really spelling out for us who the green light people are, who the yellow light people are, who the red light people are. I'm not exactly sure where he's going with all of that, but I'm sure next week when we go on to the next module, it'll all start making sense. So if I were you guys for this week, I would just kind of familiarize yourselves with those percentages and what they mean, and really try to see who you are. Which person are you? Because you really have to identify who you are in order to fix it, or in order to get better. You need to know where you're starting from so you know which step to take next. So this is really about figuring out what type of belief you are at, so that we know how to fix it, so we know how to change it. The other thing I wanted to say, I forget who it was it Amanda or Mary Kay talked about? Oh, I think it was you, Amanda. You talked about needing to expand your network. So there was a couple things I wanted to touch on because you kind of sparked an idea in my head of what I wanted to say there. Obviously, parties are how you expand. I can't talk today. How you expand your network is obviously through parties. That's just one way of doing it, and I think that's the fastest and easiest way to do it. Obviously, you get a friend to have a party. You and that friend have mutual friends who may have already heard about Color Street through you, but she's also going to introduce you to probably 8 to 12 people that you mutually do not know. So you therefore have just extended your network. And the reason that's the quickest and fastest way to go is because people trust people they know. And it's word of mouth. Word of mouth and referral is the quickest way to authentically build a business. I know that for a fact. I know that through my photography business that I started from the ground up. I paid $0 on advertising and built that business up from here to here just by getting a few first weddings. And then they went and told all their friends who were going to get married next. They showed them their pictures. I treated them amazing with customer service. I made them feel awesome on their wedding day. I under promised and over delivered. And when their friends got engaged, they were like, oh my God, you have to hire Nicole. And my business went from the first year I started my business, I shot 2 weddings. The year before last, when I started to slowly end my career to come here, I was shooting 52 to 53 weddings a year, all on word of mouth. So it's kind of the same thing here in this business with network marketing. If a friend invites a friend to a party because she loves this product and she loves you, then immediately you have clout. Immediately you have credibility. Immediately they trust you. Immediately they're just going to be like, okay, give me your shopping link. Let's do this. Let me buy some nails from you. Okay, sure, I'll join your VIP group. So doing those parties is the quickest way. I would say outside of that, and you don't want to pick one or the other, these are things that you should need to be doing simultaneously, is I think another part that a lot of people are missing is how to use each social media platform to the best of its ability. So Facebook is great. That's where most of us are. It's great, but let me just tell you what the problem is with Facebook. The only people that see your posts, the only people that can interact with you really on Facebook are the people that you are already friends with. There has to be a mutual friendship there. You friend request somebody, they friend request you. Now both of you are friends and you are seeing each other's post. No one beyond that is seeing what you're posting, seeing your live videos, seeing all this great information that you're putting out. Your audience is very limited. And the only way you can expand that is if you send somebody else a friend request and they accept it back. And they're not going to do that unless they already know you. It's very restricting, Facebook. It's awesome, but a lot of us get really comfortable here on Facebook. We're comfortable because we're surrounded by people that we are familiar with and we know. But what we also know is the people we're familiar with are not helping our business beyond the business they're already giving us. Chances are those people have already heard your sales pitch. If they haven't bought from you by now, I mean, they might eventually, you have to keep going, but you're really not expanding into anybody new. That's where Instagram comes along. I think a lot of people kind of confuse the two. Well, I'm already on Facebook. Why do I need to go to Instagram? Well, the reason Instagram is different is because your audience there is unlimited. It's unlimited. You can use hashtags. People on Instagram follow hashtags. So if it's somebody who's into nail polish, they might be following the hashtag glitter nail polish, or they might be following the hashtag easy manis, or whatever's out there, you know. And if you were posting things using that hashtag, you're getting in front of an audience that you never, ever, ever would have gotten in front of on Facebook, ever. The other thing you're doing on Instagram is people can follow you and you don't have to follow them back. So now you don't need that mutual friendship like you do on Facebook. Do you know what I'm saying? So on Facebook, you had to have, you had to send a request, they had to accept it back. Now you see each other's stuff. Well, Instagram, someone can choose to follow you. Now they're seeing everything you're posting, but you're not seeing theirs unless you decide to follow them back. So the goal on Instagram is to use hashtags, is to create engaging content. It's so that you can get people to want to follow you. You have true influence on Instagram. So I personally have been working on my Instagram page. I'm turning my Instagram page into a website of sorts. There's highlights and you have your little bio, and you really just want to make your Instagram page so appealing that when people click on it because they've come to one of your posts through a hashtag, that they're like, oh, I want to keep seeing what she has to say about this, and they're going to hit a follow on it. And there's such an amazing way that you can create an authentic, organic audience on Instagram, because in turn, you can go ahead and search hashtags and find like-minded people, and you can comment on anybody's stuff as long as their profile is private or is public, which most people are. Very few people on Instagram have a private page, because the Instagram is very social. The whole point of being on Instagram is most people there have businesses and they want followers. So you are able to go out there and you're able to search hashtags for your ideal client, for the people that you want to reach, and you can engage, you can comment, you can like. And then what is somebody going to do if they don't know you and you start liking on their post and giving them compliments and doing all these things on their page? What are they going to do? They're going to click on your profile. So boom, as soon as they get to your profile, you want to have all these awesome posts and all your beautiful nails and all this information in the highlights, and you want to wow them right away. Like they're going to be like, oh my God, what does this girl do? She sells nails? Oh my gosh. And then she's going to start clicking through your highlights and seeing what you have available. You are reaching an audience that you never, ever, 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 ever would have reached on Facebook. So if you're having trouble, if you are in a rut and you are not utilizing Instagram, I highly suggest that you look into doing that. There's tons of resources out there. And the other reason why I wanted to talk about this tonight is as soon as we're done with Richard Bliss Brooks and his training, when I continue these race to team leader things, we are going to do very intense Instagram training on our weekly meetings here in Zoom for race to team leader, because I am a firm believer that Instagram and hashtags and building an authentic audience over there where our audiences are not limited and the potential is just is where our focus needs to be next. Once we understand, the reason we did Richard first is we needed to get our mindset right. We needed to understand what we're doing, why we're doing it, and how we need to talk to people so that we can get on Instagram and do those things and actually implement them over there. We can implement them on Facebook too, don't get me wrong, but you guys understand what I'm saying? You can implement them and reach more people over on Instagram, okay? So, with that being said, I'm still realizing that I'm sharing my screen, so let me stop doing that. Okay. Any questions for me tonight? No. Did I put you all to sleep talking about Instagram?
No,
No,
honestly, I'm
actually-
right there. I'm trying to learn. And I'm trying to figure out so I thought about doing a professional account. I actually started the transition.
Huh?
And then I realized I can't link it to my private page.
Yes, you will have to put, you'll have to create a Facebook business, which is super simple to do. But
Which I don't have time to run all those pages. So I switched it back.
So here's, okay, so I'm glad you said that. You won't have to. So there's an awesome little thing on Instagram that you just do a little slider and literally everything you post to Instagram automatically gets posted to that Facebook business page. You only have to do it once. And
Well, right. But I like to put personal stuff on my personal page. And that's what I'm saying. That was the problem, was I can't switch it to put it on my personal page too.
No, so personal Facebook, you know, like I said, I feel like if you're working your business and you've already reached out to the people you know, those people already know about your business. If they want to follow it more, they're going to go into your VIP, they can follow you on Instagram. But in order to reach the people outside of that, you need to hop on over to Instagram. And like I said, if you want to do a business account on Instagram to get all the insights and analytics over there, it does have to be connected to a Facebook page, but you don't have to worry about running two pages when it comes to your business, is what I'm saying. If you want to post on your personal Facebook page, it's very simple. It's very simple, especially on Instagram. Like if you do a live video, it's very simple. When you're done, you just hit save on your phone and then just hop onto Facebook and upload it. Done. Like you don't even have to think twice about it. Like it's really just an extra few seconds of your time to post the stuff from your business account onto your personal page if you want to. So it's really not as time consuming as you might think that it would be to recycle the content. The other common myth, I think a lot of people feel like they have to constantly have fresh new content. That's only true to an extent. You need to have maybe 6 to 10 really good points that you like to talk about over and over, and just kind of keep recycling those things, because like I said, people have to see things a few times before they really pay attention to it. Also, probably the first 3 times you posted that content, if that person wasn't online at that time, they didn't see it. So I think the other thing is some people are so afraid to recycle their content. They're afraid to kind of sound like Peter repeaters online, but it's okay to do that. In fact, you want to do that. It's actually smart to be a Peter repeater when it comes to social media. You know, you can change your wording up a little bit and change the colors on your background or do whatever you want there. Change the picture you post with it, but the written content can kind of just be the same every time. Keep it in your notes on your phone, copy and paste it. So that's some of the stuff we're going to talk about in these Race to Team Leader meetings as we get into managing our social media. So stay tuned for that. But you know, right now we just really got to get in that mindset. We have to believe that the things we're going to do, these steps we're going to take, are going to get us to our goal. If we don't believe that, no matter what we do, we're never actually going to get there because our belief is going to hold us back. So let's just really work on the belief that all these things are going to happen. And the other thing I want to say, if you can't help yourself and you're thinking forward and you're thinking ahead, you can feel free to follow me on Instagram. It's a work in progress right now, but that's what I've been working on daily. I am a firm believer that the way this company, the way our team can be successful is easy duplication. I want you guys to take a look at the things I'm posting. I don't want you to copy it verbatim, and I don't want you to I don't want us to make like carbon copies of each other's page, but our content can be the same. We just have to tweak it to be personal to us. Because the thing is, we are reaching different audiences. You have different interests than me. So you're going to be looking at different hashtags and you're going to be commenting on different people's posts, and different people are going to be coming to your page to check you out. There's billions of people on Instagram. So we are not going to be there, even though there's 400 of us on this team. Even if all 400 of us went out there and had kind of the same content on our Instagram, like the bones of it, like this is how you apply color street. This is what we're, kind of like what we're all doing on Facebook. We all kind of have the same post because we all have the same promos and things like that. It's okay that we have the same thing. We're putting ourselves in front of completely different audiences over on Instagram. So the whole idea is we want to put together this content that's going to be so appealing to people. And then we're all going to go out there and we're going to start networking on Instagram and start building these authentic audiences and getting people in front of our information. So just kind of get that in your brain, that's where we're heading. That's where the training is going to go from here once we finish this mock 2. So I want you guys just to be really excited about that. There's tons of good information that I have to share with you guys on that. So yeah. Anybody else have questions? No? Okay. All right. So it's 9:45. Perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and just close out for tonight, and I'll get this Zoom recording up in the unit so you guys can watch it. I encourage you to watch the trainings over and over. And if you are new and you're joining us tonight, all the trainings that we've done from week 1 are in the units. Rewatch them, catch up, grab a notebook. There's so much to learn. So I will see you guys next week. I posted February schedule. We're just going to do every Tuesday night at 9 Eastern Standard Time for the rest of February. And then I'll figure out what day we're going to do in March when we get there. Okay. All right, ladies. Good night.
Thank you.
Welcome. Good night.
Good night.